Well, hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I thought I'd pop in and do another book flip through from my library of books that I have. Um, this one is Continuity Studios. Give me 1 second here. Gotta pop something up. Okay, this one is Neal Adams Continuity Studios Portfolio. Now, what this isn't a portfolio of his comic book work. It's his black book that he would send out to clients and potential clients and art directors to show the advertising type of work he would do, storyboards, comps, things like that. This was the type of stuff we were taught how to do in the Kubert School as well. Now with, computers and stuff, a lot of artists do storyboards on computers and not paper, and they'll do the coloring for the comps and Photoshop. But I've had this book for probably 20 years. It was something he used to sell on his website, and I love it. And one of the reasons I love it is because most of the color stuff in here is done in marker. You can see it's signed by Neal. So it came signed. I don't know if that's his address in New York City still. It's not anything you can't look up anyhow. That's why I'm not scratching it out or covering it. I believe that address in Burbank is where his comic shop is located. But don't quote me on that. I've been to the store. I just don't know the address. So anyhow, going through the book, it's a hardcover. It's spiral bound. This kind of shows an overview of some of the stuff that's in the book. And like I said, almost everything you're seeing here is done in marker. And it just blows my mind, the stuff that Neal can do in marker. Oh, so this is copyright 2006. So I've had it for about 15 years. I said 20. I was close. I was off by 5. So let's just go through this bad boy and take a look. So these are just some comps that he's done. There's no explanations. These could be storyboard shots or keyframes. Keyframes are the important frames in commercials and stuff. But this is magic marker. And this is before Copic. So these probably were done with Chart Pack. Chart Pack was the type of markers that I was given in the Kubert School. So that could be what these were done with. Like I said, I've always loved Neal's marker work because, I look at this and I would love to see a whole comic book done this way. Neal's angles that he does. I mean, look, he even did the stitching on the dude's jeans. I'm assuming this was probably a jeans commercial to show how tough they are. And in this last shot, you're focused on the jeans. So I don't know what most of this stuff was used for. I just bought it, like I said, again, because I'm just such a huge Neal Adams fan. And even the inking, this inking technique was used really back in the day in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And it's just inked with most likely a marker. A fine tip pen marker. I love this inking style, and all the information's there. You can tell what this is: oranges, coffee mugs, coffee containers, and stuff. And if you guys have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. This tough ass cowboy. Don't know what it's advertising, but once again, I just love the marker work in the background. Really gives you that sense of depth because there's no ink line back there, no black ink line. It's all done just in marker. And just the rendering technique he used, the variation in skin tones, little green in here, it looks like, for the shadow on the skin, and the shadow coming over the hat. And this was probably for a commercial where, you know, an establishing shot, then the camera moves in. Here you've got some white out on top of the marker to show the highlights in the eye. Same with up here. It's nighttime, so there's more of a blue hue that was probably laid down first, and then he laid down other color on top. I mean, this is just a great contrast from here to show definitely nighttime cool colors, and in a warm summer day with the yellows just going throughout. I'm assuming this was for some type of hair product. If you know me, you know that I haven't used hair product in years. And in fact, here's the funny true story. You know, I buy comic books, I buy books, and I'm not even on the high end of the spectrum on what I spend weekly or monthly compared to some people I know. But, you know, my wife every now and then, if I make a big purchase, will bust my chops on what I spent. And I always tell her that's true. But if you think about how much money I save by not having to go to a barber once a month or once every couple of weeks and not having to use shampoo over the course of our 25 years, we're still coming out ahead. So there you go. I mean, look at these women's faces, so beautiful. You know, this is a great camera angle. It's a tough one to draw looking back at somebody that way. Reflection in the mirror. Just so nice. She must have just got done with her shower because she has water dripping down. And here's some nice black and white art. You know, this looks like, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to ask Neal. It looks like it's all marker to me, maybe with a little brush. In 2006 or whenever this book came out in 2006, so I'm not quite sure when these drawings were done, but it's probably before there were brush pens like there are today. So this could all be marker. I love this. See, here's the black and white. You've got the color up there. Nice gray tone here. Even on this one here, it's hard to see, but the outlining is done, it looks like, on her face. There's some black outlining done, but then on the outline of her face and her nose, it looks like a colored marker to do the holding line. Which, you know, in Photoshop today, you would just take the black line and convert it. But this was all done with originals. Look at this. If my buddy Adam Post was watching, shout out to Adam Post. He has a campaign going for a book, a Mermaid book he's doing. Look at this, Mermaid by Neal. This is probably my favorite, this boxer. And once again, it just goes down to the skin tones, the flesh tones he did with marker are just phenomenal to me. You know, he's just, Neal worked before he got into comics at an advertising agency. And back in that time period, a lot of the advertising that was being done was artwork. And, you know, now, unfortunately, all the advertising is photographs. And I wish we'd go back to artwork for some of the stuff because, you know, this is a finished piece that you'd see in an ad. This is just pencil work. I've always enjoyed Neal's pencil style as well. And once again, this is marker as well. And just the way he layers the marker coloring. Some fashion design stuff Neal did. You know, this hair is so lovely, and it's just done with different tones of marker. You know, no black line in that hair, just different colors of marker. So much motion in this one with the hair swooping around, the movement. It's stuff like this that when I want to get inspired, that I'll just flip through in the morning before I start working. I love, here, I'll flip this around. Let's see. Hopefully that still shows. I got to wait till it shows up. I actually have YouTube up right now so I can see. And let's see, I'm trying to pull it down so it can be seen. It's about as good as I can get it, unfortunately. So I'm going to flip it back around to where it was. But I love this interior. So this is in a kitchen. You can see with the pots and pans. This is just a very cool living room. He's got this spiral staircase. Let me tell you something. As a test, draw a spiral staircase. It's not that easy with the perspective and stuff, but he's got this beautiful spiral staircase. And I would just love to see this actual room, you know, if this was a real room where he made it up, because it's just like, yeah, I'm going downstairs, come down the spiral staircase, boom, right in the middle. You know, that's the cool thing about a spiral staircase. It can be in the middle of a room. It doesn't have to be against a wall. In fact, my wife and I almost bought a house that had a spiral staircase in it. And the reason we didn't is because we thought it would be too difficult for our in-laws, my in-laws, and then my parents to go up and down the stairs. This was like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But I love it. You got the staircase here. You've got a sitting area here, then a sitting area back here. It looks like this figure was done on a separate piece of paper and pasted into the scene, because here's the same background, just with the camera pull forward. So this could have been on the same scene piece of paper, and then this could be a pasted over, because it looks like it covers her area totally. Just a beautiful face. Very modern bookcase. I don't know how comfortable that couch is, but it's pretty cool looking. Some more fashion stuff on this side, on the left side. Love the background here. Gives it a nice blurred effect, like when you're taking a photograph. I can flip the book this way now for this bottom one. You know, this looks like some type of storyboard comp. I think that's ice. And then it cuts to a close-up of a guy and then showing the ice. You can feel, at least I can feel, that this scene is really hot. And I love the purple in the shadows, the complementary color in the shadows to really show the cool side of the shadows. And please, while you're watching this video, just smash that like button. Smash it down. All the likes, the better. Would be great. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you know when I go live. I think I can flip this one. Look at the detail in this futuristic cityscape he did. It looks like it can go either way, because here's the ground, but then this is upside down, so this is ground as well. I mean, this church is so detailed up, the cars. You've got airbrushing, it looks like, in here with marker work. Just incredible. Some futuristic piece here. Like I said, I don't know what half of this stuff is for, but I just bought it because of the art. And I think if you go to his website, you can still get this book. So anybody out there that's interested, I think you can still get it. Look at this car ad. I'll turn it as best as I can to get it in frame. This car ad is just awesome. Now look, let's be honest. I'm not even going to imagine for a second that Neal didn't trace this car off. I'm sure he traced it off a photo, but it doesn't matter. You should use photo reference. Agent Cub says, how's it going? It's going good, man. Thanks for asking. This stuff doesn't look too bad. It has a lot of potential. I'm sure Neal would love that. Chris Reeder says, insane looking for sure. It is, man. It is. I don't have a big marker set. I've got some Copics. They're just really expensive. And I had a marker set for a while and I just didn't use them enough and ended up going dry. So I just came to the realization that any coloring I'm going to do is going to be in Photoshop. And if I do any coloring on originals, I'll just pull out watercolors or something, because I don't want to buy an expensive set of markers and have them just sit. Love this stuff. Look at this black and white here on the right. It looks like it's an old movie still. Another cool shot here. Don't know what it's for. Maybe it's for cigarettes. I don't know. Remember, hit that like button. Smash it down. It's another cool one I'll try to fit in frame. Right there. The detail on that reptile in the foreground, it's all through color. If this was black and white, there's detail on the line work, but most of the details in the color. This dude's face, it looks like he was using some airbrush marker stuff, because you could airbrush with markers, back then as well. They sold little aerosol cans that you could hook up to a marker to spray it out like an airbrush. If you can imagine this in black and white, all these wrinkles were done in color. In black and white, it's almost just an outline for that sleeve. Some more cool black and white stuff. That looks like Cindy Crawford. And I think it's supposed to be because she has her little mole birthmark right above her lip. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is Cindy Crawford, and it's either Coke or Pepsi. Don't know which one, but I'm sure it's some type of soft drink she's advertising. These are more caricaturized versions of Cindy Crawford. This one's definitely more realistic. It's great inking right here. Give me that can of Pepsi. Nice exaggerated perspective or extreme perspective on that shot. Yeah, Chris, you're right. It's Pepsi. I just couldn't remember what ad she was famous for, but you're right. She's famous for Pepsi, so I'm sure it's a Pepsi ad. So, I'm sure you were right. It was Shasta. No, it wasn't. Here we got some, again, I don't know what these are for, but Neal's always been great at likenesses. You got the Three Stooges. You got Jay Leno. I love his pencil technique. This would be and this is what Neal's pencils look like generally for somebody to ink. So you really got to know what you're doing when it comes to inking to ink something like that. Don't know who this guy is. So if any of you guys know, let me know. Pop Culture Avenger. Greetings, Andy and chat. Greetings to you as well. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hitting the like button. I see the likes going up. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. He looks familiar, but I'm sure he's somebody. I don't know. I don't know who he is. So I'm not even going to hazard a guess. Dennis Leary advertising something, but you can just tell it's Dennis Leary. Dennis probably wishes he still looked that good. God, this guy, I can't remember his name, the actor. It's on the tip of my tongue. This looks like Fran Drescher right here. But once again, just the coloring, he's backlit. Dennis is backlit. He's got some rim lighting here coming from behind him. His face is in shadow, all done with marker. If I could, Jack Benny by the Martini and facial expression. Let me go back. So you say Jack Benny? You know what? I think it is Jack Benny, Chris. Anyhow, back to this. If I could sit down with Neal and just watch him lay down this marker technique, because I'm a visual learner. I do the best when I watch somebody do something. So that's what I loved about the Kubert School is every teacher would do a demo and you would just watch them. And I just absorbed it like a sponge. And I'd love to, I even was talking to Neal once and I said, oh my God, I would love it if you would just do a how-to book on your marker technique. I would buy it in a second. I think he would have a hit seller. I think if Neal did a book on how to create comics, how to draw comics the Neal Adams way, it would be a huge seller. Here's some storyboards for a commercial. I'm assuming it's about tennis, but who knows? Could be wrong. Just because they're playing tennis doesn't mean it's about tennis. It could be about youth sports. Who knows? I love this. The black ink line is on the figure. Not that much, but just enough that he didn't do any black inking on the background, so it really pushes it back. What do you think, guys? Can I be a hand model? What do you think? These hands, could they model? Maybe I have a new profession. Don't know what this ad's for on the left. These storyboards are for, but, it's cool. It's cool. There's cute little baby. I'm a baby. Babies are so hard to draw, but for Neal's like, nothing's hard to draw. You just get the reference and you do it. So cool. Look at the boy. He's having breakfast with his dad, giving dad breakfast in bed. Isn't that nice? Nice carton of milk. I mean, just great facial expression. I mean, Neal is just the man. Oh, Pop Culture Avenger says absolutely. LOL. I assume he's talking about me being a professional hand model. Look at this. I'm shifting it over. Look at that gorgeous watch. Gee, what could this be an ad for? I don't know. A watch, maybe? I mean, it's just so cool. When I was in the Kubert School, like I said earlier, for those that are just joining, we had part of our art kit was chart pack markers, and we had a class and we do marker comps and stuff. And I remember doing, working up marker comps kind of like this, not to this level, but kind of like it. This is just so cool. Family passed out. This like my wife and I. Kid somewhere getting into trouble. Oh, they must have put the baby to bed because that's one of the little devices so you can hear the baby in the other room. Not that those parents are going to hear them. They're passed out on the couch. Not good parenting. Some more car stuff. This one right here is so cool. There's a famous advertising artist named Bob Peak, and this has a really Bob Peak and Bernard Fuchs, who's another artist, feel, and it's just so nice. And that's all hand colored. It's just so cool. All this stuff. I mean, this is a drawing of a tire with water, and he probably got paid 4 times what I make per page rate to draw this. It's an ad. Agent Cub said that was an ad for Tums because the watch gives you indigestion after eating it. There you go. Kicking it motorcycle style. Got some cool motorcycle ads. This dude's riding a motorcycle underwater, and I just love it because you've got no bubbles. You always Aquaman's underwater, so you're always showing bubbles and stuff. No bubbles, but obviously the fish and dolphins, but just the light reflecting onto his jeans and on top of the dolphins from the water above. So cool. Suzuki motorcycle inside a barber shop. Oops, these pages are thick. Now you got some animals, chimpanzees, lions. Just, I could look at this stuff all day and never get back to my desk. Agent Cub says, is this current work current? Looks like some of those cars are pretty new. Now, well, this book is copyrighted from 2006. So the book itself is 15 years old. I'm sure some of the art, is within the past 25, 30 years. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff is even from the 80s. I honestly don't know. I got it from their website. So, this guy's conducting over a can of soda. That almost looks like a Shasta can. Just the nice colors in these faces, the rosiness in the cheeks. And the thing too is, I don't know if he's doing this, and obviously he's doing it in marker or in paper. If you mess up, you can't really put whiteout down and go back over it. Agent Cub says, I wish he'd bring back continuity comics. So do I. I would love to see continuity comics again. I've got most of the stuff, but I would love to see nice trade paperbacks of it. There's rumblings that, every now and then when I talk to him in a convention, he'll say that's in the works, but I just don't know. There's a cop here in a donut shop. His police car is back there on cinder blocks. These kids are stealing stuff off the police car. He's eating so many donuts, his shirts are popping. What the? Neal's great at ghosting styles. This is very, I'm drawing a blank on the woman's name, the artist's name, but it's the comic strip, I believe, is For Better or Worse. Her name's Lynn something. Anyhow, very, very done in that style of hers. And then back to, some more advertising stuff. Drawing some puppies. Oh my God, I'm blanking on what type of dog that is. Oh, that big, I can't remember the type of dog. Drawing a blank. Looks like some more storyboard ads. Okay, so here's one thing. This city back here, to me, is just almost perfect with the amount of details on the cars, because you focus on the golfer, and with just this little bit of detail he put in the background of the buildings and the cars, it's almost like your peripheral vision when you're actually looking at stuff in real life, where everything's blurred out in your peripheral vision. And that's the effects you get with inking like this. And I just love it. A Saint Bernard. Yes, thank you. That was a Saint Bernard, those big, big dogs. So I love the inking on these buildings. It's just enough for your eye to fill in the rest of the information. Same in this panel. Just love this stuff. Let's see. Looks like that dude's eating some gum. I'm not quite sure what it's for, but it is cool looking. Great acting and movement with the characters. It is. It's a pack of gum, and then here's where the gum would be placed. Yeah, Pop Culture says those were some good books. Crazy Man, Armor. Yep, I loved him. Obviously I love Megalith. He was one of my favorites. It was one of the first ones. Miss Mystic I got when it was through Pacific. Did you guys ever? This wasn't through continuity, but did you ever hear of a book he did called Skate Man? Skate Man was literally this dude that rollerbladed and he got hit pretty hard and came down, and I think he busted up his neck, and then he came back as Skate Man. I don't know. It was crazy 80s wacky stuff. I like Samurai, the Revengers, all that crazy stuff. Look at this. It's just a water, seltzer water, something with 2 straws in it, but this was all done with markers. And I know you guys are saying, okay, we get it. You love markers, because that's all I've been saying, because that's what most of the stuff was done in. But God, I just love the shines on the glass, the bubbles, going back in on some white paint. Little cartoony stuff here. Not quite sure what this was for, but I love seeing just the inks to it. Same with this one. So very cool. Drawing a beetle for some reason. Who knows? Creature from the Black Lagoon. Werewolf. You could tell here there's this blank space, and the way his fingers and his thumb are, he probably put this can would fit right here as well. So I'm assuming this can could pop right in here, and it would look like he's holding a can and pushing it forward towards you. Some more cool black and white stuff. This is with a camera. Obviously, it's for film. Look at the cute panda bears. Shows the pictures the dude took. So this portfolio that he would send to potential clients really shows a wide range of what they do at Continuity Studios. And it's really cool. Obviously, crystal clear toothpaste. The stars brushing their teeth before the red carpet, and then bling! And look at that sense of light you get coming off. The teeth are so bright. They're the spotlights in the sky. Oh, heck yeah. Pop Culture Avenger says, Julie Adams rocked those tight shorts and swimsuit and Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's still a great movie. There we go. Finally seeing some superhero stuff Neal's known for. No idea who this dude is. He's got an L on his chest. But, you know, it's cool. Advertising some type of drink. Maybe it begins with an L. Oh, here the guy is again. Smashing that car up. A leprechaun. Whoa. What's going on there? Turns into a knight. Pop fly, get it? Slam dunk. Hilarious. It's very Mort Drucker looking there. Mort from Mad Magazine fame. Stella Artois. Whoa, Nazi. And it ends with a couple Frenchmen riding away with their loaves of bread, their baguettes. A book by Neal Adams .com. So that's that book. I want to show you another book real fast too. Let me grab it here. Do you guys remember the Superpowers toys that Kenner put out in the 80s that DC, that kind of spawned that Superpowers miniseries Jack Kirby did? And each Superpowers figure came with a comic book. So I can move this up actually. Each Superpowers figure came with a mini comic book. So this is the Superpowers mini comic collection. Get it down here. I got it. Sorry as I adjust. And this collects all 12 mini comics included with Kenner's Superpowers action figures from Series 1. So this is Volume 1. You can see it's nice and thick. This was made, before I go through it, this was made by a guy that lives here in town. I saw him at this little convention a couple of weeks ago. He works at a print shop, so he printed them up. He has an Etsy store where he sells them. I was able to buy one right from him, so no postage. They're like $12. And these are print size for the comics. So this is the size the comics were printed. Here, he did a really nice design job showing the different covers for the book. Volume 1. If you go to Instagram, check out Trident Studios, and you can probably find a link there for to buy it. This includes 12 books: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Brainiac, the Penguin, the Joker, Aquaman, Robin, Lex Luthor, my favorite, Green Lantern, and Hawkman. I'm not going to go page by page. I'll just open it up. DC did it right when they did these comics. They knew they'd be small, so they did two panels a page. That's a cover to one. Most of the pages were 2 panels. I don't know who drew these. There's no credits, so that kind of bums me out. I'm sure I could do a quick Google search to find out. So if you're a fan of the Superpowers stuff, you definitely want to check these out. He's doing a volume 2 for the second set of 12, which I'll definitely get as well. But this is just, for me, this is nostalgia because I didn't have all the Superpowers toys, but I did have, some of the mini comics, which I don't anymore. And it's just cool. Superman and Batman teaming up. I'm trying to remember. Oh, there's a nice shot of Batman. Batman. His name is Batman. Beating the Penguin's ass. Oh, love this page. This is like one of the splash pages in the book. I just love this page. Flash, Hawkman, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Brainiac's ass got kicked. And bah! Back in the day when supervillains said bah. So love that. I do. I have to Google search to find out who drew these. If anybody knows, please let me know in the chat who drew these. So I would love to know. There's Superman. Another splash page. So most of these pages were splash pages or 2 panels. Splash page Superman and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. There's a shot of Green Lantern in one of these I really like. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Bear with, oh, there it is. Splash page, my man Green Lantern doing his thing with his ring. Did I just bust a rhyme? I sure did bust a rhyme, and I'm doing it on time. He-Man did have smaller comics. Did you know, Pop Culture Avenger, that they put a book out that collects all the He-Man comics? All the small He-Man comics as well. They collected into a book. And if you would like, let me know. I can grab it off my bookshelf and do a flip through of that book as well. They are printed bigger, so they're not printed to the small size that the He-Man comics were printed, which I still have a few of. But it's a great book that I can show you as well. So let me know if you guys want to see that He-Man book. I can go grab it. But this is it. Superpowers mini comic collection. Trident Studios. I'll lift it up so you can see it. So it's at Trident Studios. Search him on Instagram, and he probably has a way to get a hold of him so you can get it. Let's see, Pop Culture. I'd like that if you have time. I've got time. I'll go get it. Bear with me. I'm just talking as I go grab the book off my bookshelf. There it is. Complete Mini Comic Collection. This is a thick book. Boom, I'm back. So here it is. Let me lay it down in front. This is the He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comic collection. As you can see, the mini comics, when they came out, were about the same size as the Superpowers. So you can see the size difference. They printed them a lot bigger, as you can see. This book itself, I can't remember when it came out, but I'll look. But it came out, Dark Horse. It retailed for $30. $30. That's a good deal. Look how thick this thing is. Let's see if there's page numbers so we can see the page count for these bad boys. 1,200 pages. It's got some script stuff in the back. This book clocks in at like 1,200 pages. It has a nice little red ribbon bookmark, so you can actually see where I left off. So I have yet to get through this whole book. This, by the way, is drawn by Bruce Timm. Yep, before Bruce Timm was master at Batman for Warner Brothers, he actually started out doing He-Man stuff. So how cool is that? Pop Culture says that's a nice hardcover. It is an awesome hardcover. But let's go to the beginning. Let's see what the table of contents looks like here. Nice little interior inside front cover art. So yeah, it has a nice table of contents. It tells you in the table of contents, as well as with each story, who did the art. So some of the first art was Alfredo Acala, who was perfect for this stuff. Then Mark Texiera, Texiera. Sorry, Mark Texiera. I know Mark too. I feel bad pronouncing his name wrong. Got his start here. Look at this, lettered by some of the stuff in the back by Stan Sakai. Princess of Power stuff. There's an interview with Stan Sakai. There's interviews throughout the book too. He said it would take forever to go through this. Hey, what's up, man? Monstrositus X. Hail, Monstrositus. Hail, chat. Just going through this He-Man book. It's got a nice introduction. Shows you some covers. Like I said, these are a lot bigger than when they came out, but that's cool. I remember this like it was yesterday. I have, and now I'm going to show you. I still have my 1983 He-Man figure that I got in 1983, and I know it's 83 because I want to say it's stamped somewhere, the date. Oh, I guess it's not. I thought it was. All I'm missing from this guy is his sword and his shield. So if anybody has a He-Man sword and shield they want to send me, I would appreciate it. So that's my He-Man. But I remember this stuff, man. God, this just brings me back. Alfredo is just such a great artist, and man. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all 1,200 pages. Obviously, I'll skip over some, but the art is just so nice. So then let's see. Switch it out. An introduction to the mini comic variants. So apparently there were mini comic variants. How cool is that? Then they go in. This is Alfredo again. Birdman. Oh, I would love to draw He-Man. I got to draw He-Man once on a variant cover. Agent Cub. Here's a fun lie. I created He-Man. Okay. Merman. Helping Skeletor. Birdman doing his thing again. Beastman swinging through. Obviously, I'm just skipping over pages. Another cool shot of the thing I loved about these mini comics, since it wasn't an actual comic book, all the drawings they did were just cool because they didn't have time to waste with just boring stuff. That's what the text was for. Here's an interview with Mark Texeira. So that's cool. About how he got his start. Oh, I had this one as a kid. And this is drawn by Mark. And I still got some of these. So, yeah, this is early Mark stuff. Inked by Todd Smith. Were these originally published by Golden Books? No, these came originally. Oh, Pop Culture says fantastic art. It is. Agent Cub. No, these came with the toys. So, like, this would be, with a cardboard backing with the plastic over top, and behind them was a mini comic. Golden Books did do some He-Man stuff, but right now the stuff I'm showing was all comics that came with the toys. But this book reprints a lot of stuff. This is drawn by Mark as well. Mark did a lot of these. I recently contracted at work with a guy that worked on the cartoon. He was in the writer room. Oh my God, Chris, that's awesome. And you're not going to tell us his name? That's cool. That's cool. That's cool, Chris. Be selfish. I don't mind. It's just great stuff. Look at it. Man, look at that. That is so cool. Love that He-Man. He-Man. Skipping ahead some more. This is Alfredo again, it looks like. Skip ahead some more, just because, like I said, this book is thick. More Alfredo. Oh, okay. Thanks for supplying his name, Jim. Oh, God. Jim Pokoki? I'm sure I messed that up. Why is every time I ask about somebody's name, it's always one I know I'm going to pronounce bad? I got it. Oh, man, I wish I had the time to do a drawing of Merman. That's just so cool. Not enough time in the day. So I'm really just skipping ahead now. I think this book is still available. I don't know. You'd have to check on Amazon. This is now drawn by Michael Halprin. Oh, no, sorry. That's written by, penciled by Larry Houston. Now, these might have been little Golden Books, or these still came out with the toys. I honestly don't know. These are comics I don't have. My phone's ringing. I'll just ignore it because after 2 more rings, it'll go silent. Scotty Perkins. I don't know a Scotty Perkins, so I'm not answering it. Because that's how I roll. So yeah, this is a good book. Let's see the copyright when it came out. 2015. So this book came out 6 years ago. If you're a He-Man fan, I would definitely suggest getting it. Hey, Joe, what's up? How's it going? This is drawn by Bruce Timm. Like I said, Bruce Timm started off before he became Mr. Batman, doing He-Man comics. You'd never know this was Bruce Timm. There's the famous shot. I have the power. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. So this is a cool one. I've got another book while I'm thinking about it. This is stuff, like I said, I haven't gotten through this whole book yet. That's really cool looking, though. I flipped through it. I just haven't read everything. So where that red ribbon is where I stopped reading. Oh, nice. You got your First Man book and it looks great. Well, thank you very much. And if you haven't backed First Man yet, please do. I'm going to pop a link in the description. I didn't do it yet, but I plan on doing that. So please back First Man. I would so much appreciate it. Just want to see who drew this. Does it say? Is there a credit page? Wow, that's a hell of a battle right there. I'll have to look at the table of contents. Please back First Man. I actually shipped out a couple today. One actually is going to Australia, or no, the United Kingdom. I'm sorry. I did mail a couple to Australia, but I mailed one to United Kingdom today. Oh yeah, this does have newer stuff. I actually like this guy's work. Let me get to, where does this pick up? Let's see. Oh, talk about Neal Adams. I was just talking about Neal. So this is older stuff right here. Yeah, that might have been little Golden Book stuff right here. But talking about Neal Adams, there's a Neal Adams He-Man cover. But real quick, getting back to First Man, I'm so thankful you got it. There's the Bart Sears variant cover. Here's the program book. And here's First Man with my cover. You can get all 3 books and save on shipping. You can get the program book and First Man, the graphic novel, as a set. There's a tier for that. Or you can just get the First Man book by itself and the Bart Sears variant cover by itself. Just go to Indiegogo in the search bar, type First Man. It'll take you to the campaign. I'm working on volume 2 now. I cannot do it without you guys. And I appreciate every one of you for buying the book and supporting it. Back to He-Man. Neal Adams He-Man. That, if I could afford that original art, I'd buy it. Skeletor right here. I can't remember. Oh, wait, let me see. It probably says the company. Let's see. No. So, yeah, I like this guy's art. It's Emiliano Santalucia and Enza Fontana did the artwork. Story by Val Staples. Val's also a colorist, but he has a huge love for He-Man, so he published He-Man for a while. I have the trade paperbacks that collect this stuff. Even though it's not the classic Shield, it's still, I still love this stuff when it came out. I think that's cool. I like this guy's art. Very stylized, very animated looking because it's so clean. Here we have an interview with Val Staples. Some more art. This one now is drawn by Kevin Sharp. Early in his career. Does a nice buff, bulky He-Man. As you can see, that's cool. So I did a variant cover for He-Man. Eric Powell Did a He-Man drawing. That's really cool. Eric Powell of the Goon fame. Not quite sure who drew this stuff. Don't know who painted that. So that's that. And then I do want to show you one other thing that's a toy property. If I can find it. I think I just found it. I found it. Do you guys remember the Sectaurs? Agent Cub says, looking forward to Kevin Sharp's book. So am I. So am I. I think it looks really cool. It's got a nice fantasy feel to it. So I'm looking forward to it as well. Will you have any art in the EVS auction this weekend? Yes. Yes, I will. Thank you for asking. I plan on participating. I have sketch covers still, so that's what I'm going to do. So this is Sectaurs. I don't know if you guys remember this toy. I'll pull it up to the camera a little. The reason I have this, here's a little known fact. This is one of Bart Sears' first published comics. 1984. Bart drew this in 1984. So let's see. He was 21 years old when he drew this. Oh, there's this stain right here. I do keep this in plastic. I think Bart did the cover. But yeah, Bart Sears did the pencil and inks on this. So if you're a Bart Sears fan, here's a little treat for you guys. I love that monster creature right here. Nice head tilt. So here you go, little Sectaurs. This is a short little mini comic, so I will go through all the pages of it. I would love to have seen this printed in black and white, larger. I know he doesn't have any of the art anymore. But if you know Bart's work, you can tell that this is his work. I love this panel right here. Shooting past the guy, riding a bug. He's got a nice twist to his body. Just very cool. I would have bought Sectaurs, the comic, as a kid if it looked like this. Just very cool. Look at this. Early Bart Sears when he was like 20, 21 years old. And Agent Cub says, and 2 panels a page. Yeah, well, when you're printed this size, you got to do big panels. So, yep, 2 panels a page. Great camera movement in this stuff. Joe says, very cool stuff. Haven't seen a lot of this. And then Pop Culture says he's never seen this. I've had this book for probably 25 years. I mean, I knew about it when I met Bart. I knew about it after meeting him. You know, he told me about it, so I hunted it down. So there's that. So yeah, this is something I love that I keep in a bag and board as well. That's about it, guys. If you want to know what type of coffee I drink Black Rifle coffee. So there's a little plug. Mark Texeria drew the Sectaurs comic. You know what? You're right. He did. And it actually was good because I like Mark's stuff. That was Mark's early work too. So actually the comic did look good. I don't think he did them all though, did he? Not sure. So back to one more plug for my book. If you guys would, if you haven't backed First Man yet, let's get on it, guys. I'm trying to get up, you know, even though the book's in demand, they ship out daily. You can get the book. I'll ship it out. 64 pages. Do a flip through for you of it. You got the bio pages, just like the Marvel Universe stuff. Monarch showing up on the scene, crackling with energy. Penumbra taking a shower. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to see that? You know, fun comic book action. 64 pages of me doing my superhero that I created, that I just love. So if you haven't got it yet, please back it. Show your support. We guys can't do this without you. Agent Cub says, how was the South Carolina Comic-Con? Saw a lot of books. South Carolina Comic-Con was awesome. I sold some First Mans. Yes, I did. I sold a couple sets and sold some single books. So the convention was really good. I'm actually going to put a link here for you guys in the description for it. So 1 second. There's a link to buy the book. Joe says, everyone, please back First Man and don't forget to share the campaign. Exactly, Joe. Your check is in the mail for that plug. Please get First Man. Like I said, it's because of you guys I'm able to do this stuff, and I want to continue doing it. I'm working on a 2-page spread for the next issue now. So there you have it. So I'm going to wrap up by just showing the books that we talked about today. So recap. Oh, my camera's shaking. Here are the books that we went over today. And for good measure, my He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So guys, thank you once again for joining me for this impromptu video stream, going through some of my favorite books again. I'm going to go through another book in the next few days. Don't know what yet, so stay tuned, and I will catch you guys later. So bye-bye, everyone.